We're finishing our first carrot harvest here on the farm in FS25 and shipping our crop off for sale now that we have the right equipment. Today, here at Guy Friday's Country Goods. You can find a link to this playlist in the description below, or check the channel page for other farming series you might like. Welcome back to the farm, everyone. We are, still in the middle of the harvest here. Pretty much just about done with the carrots. Next up, we have the beets. Now you see here, if you saw last episode, and if you didn't, there's a link down below, pinned at the top of the comments. If you saw last episode, then you saw us using a different harvester. Yeah, so for our farm, we bought that harvester that used the wooden boxes. And let's hop out here. And so things are a little bit different here. Well, there was an issue with that. Well, not an issue. It takes about 10 times longer because you have to stop and move and arrange those boxes. Now, I've got 4 of them loaded here. I had some boxes left over, so I went ahead and used the ones we had, and then I sold that harvester. Yeah, long story short, I sold that harvester, and we are currently leasing this one. Because I didn't want to buy this one because I want to buy the bigger, badder one that can do 4 rows at a time. So until such time as we can afford that, right now we're just leasing this for this harvest. So these boxes, they take a long time to unload. They're a lot to mess around with. You know, unloading them and then loading them onto this trailer individually, taking them to the sell point where they sell for less than $1,000 a piece. And the boxes themselves cost $130 a piece. So the boxes themselves, just the wood these boxes are made out of, is between like basically 13 and 20% of the overall sell price. It's a huge overhead just to pay for those wooden crates. And so all those things considered, I decided it was just better for our farm to, right now we're leasing this. Now this has a hopper of a little over 5,000 liters, so we can make 3 passes basically up this field. Then we offload it into these tippers, and now these tippers are ready to go to the sell point. So that's pretty much where we're at. This is actually, these tippers are kind of full right now, so let's just park this here. Let's go ahead and well, it doesn't matter. Let's shut that down. Yeah, I was gonna put the thing up, but all right. So we're gonna run these to the sell point, and we are sending this stuff off to Goldcrest Valley. A lot of times I don't mess with sending stuff to Goldcrest Valley, but that's when we're loading stuff on one pallet at a time. And here we have 2 tippers to unload, so we'll unload this into the train pretty easily. I bought us another tipper, so we're missing a little bit of money because, well, let's see. Well, these are heavy. These are heavy. That was kind of a tight turn for how heavy these are. Yeah, I didn't consider that. Right, so let's see. It's a little over 5,000 to lease this harvester, and we'll want to get that back as soon as we can, so we don't have to pay more money on it. And then I bought a second one of these tippers that was $27,000. But it's simply worth it. The vegetables are really, really high yield. Yeah, these trailers are kind of a pain to move, and I'm not going to lie, this tractor's not liking it. Well, that trailer wasn't cheap. The trailer wasn't cheap at all, and now it's kind of looking like, oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. I know why my tractor's having problems. It's because I have the front swivel axle blocked on the front trailer. That's why. Okay. I was like, I know these trailers are heavy, but how come I can't pull this? We see I blocked the axle on the front trailer so that I could back it up to hitch it to the rear one. That's why the axle on it's blocked. So essentially I'm trying to pull both these trailers without being able to turn. And anyway, now we're running fine now. Now we are running fine up the road, and we're going to the train silo over by the shop. I've already made one small trip up there. Yeah, because I had the trailer about halfway loaded when I decided that let's go buy a second trailer so we can make fewer trips. And when I went to the store, I went ahead and just unloaded what we had. So there's some in there on top of this. So the field looks about, 85% done maybe. So here we've got 38,000. There's 4,000 liters on that trailer. 8. There's 8,000 liters on that trailer in the boxes, you know. So that's 8,000 plus 38 here, you know, so that's 46,000 plus whatever's in the silo up here. We'll see, but it looks like so far we've got about 50,000 liters of carrots off this one field so far. Yeah, vegetables are pretty high yield, and I expect to make a pretty good profit off this. We're going to find out, of course. Let's see what's the best way there. Let's go down this road here. Want a nice easy path to offload into the grain or the train silo. All right, and I'm going to hop out here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to rent the train, because sometimes it takes it a minute to arrive. Oh, actually, no, there's no need to do that just yet. We'll do that when we're ready to ship it all off. Right now, we're just offloading some of this. That's right. Right now, we're just offloading some of this. We'll rent the train when we're done with the carrot field entirely. Right now, we are just offloading this into the silo here. If you didn't know, you could do that. That's how this works. Or maybe you did, maybe you didn't. The train silo, notice it's not giving us money. The train silo is for storing stuff. Now, I guess so theoretically, if you don't have a silo at your farm, you could use this as like a co-op kind of storage to store your stuff, which is, I guess, basically what it is. This is gonna, yeah, we're just basically storing our carrots here, and then when we rent the train, we'll offload it into the train. And I wonder if I hop out, can I see how much, yeah, so carrots, yeah, so actually, yeah, close to 50. We got 48,000 liters of carrots in there. 48,000 liters of carrots. Now, what's the fastest way out of here? We'll go down this road here, and we're going to get back to the farm and get the rest of the carrots harvested. I don't think there's anything else we got to do on the way back. No, I think we're good to head straight back. All right, so back here at the farm, got a pretty good system down for how we've been harvesting these carrots. It's actually, it doesn't matter. We'll also have this parked about here. And it's easiest. I've not been doing any headlands. I've been just harvesting this the same way we planted the other one, in just perfect long straight rows. I'm not using the guidance steering because I don't really trust it to harvest this right. Because sometimes what it'll do, to be clear here, and this is something you'll see on the field. Oh, we need to offload this first. Is this up? Yeah, this is up. Sometimes, here I'll kind of show you before we offload this. Can I show you? Yeah. Here's what we'll do. Sometimes what it does is the guidance steering will lock you in between rows, and this right here will take off 2 rows of the tops of the carrots, so it'll look like it harvested 2 rows, but it didn't. Only one. I'll demonstrate it. Now you see why I got to demonstrate this. So we're going to line it up with this row here. I'm going to clip it over just a little bit. Okay, so right here you can see, let me zoom in. Right here, you can see it's taking 2 rows, right? But it's not. And I'll demonstrate that in a second. So let's get back on this row here. So now we're just taking this row, see? Now we're just taking this row. All right, now let's back up. And I'll demonstrate. So it looks like, hey, 2 rows. It took 2 rows. No, it didn't. And I'll prove it to you right here. This is why I'm not using the guidance steering. So we're gonna get right in here where, see, notice there's no carrots here. There's no carrots here, except when we turn it on, there's carrots here. You see, because this only harvests 1 row at a time. Yeah, see, this only harvests 1 row at a time. But if you get too far over in 1 row, it'll take the tops off of the carrots in the next row, and it looks like they're harvested, but they're not. They're still sitting there underground. So that's why I wanted to demonstrate that. So the best way to drive this thing is do it manually. Don't use the guidance steering. And then to check, and this should be the best way to check, I'm using the map here. And see any orange bits that are left, I'll know there's carrots there. Like for instance, right there, you see one little dot that somehow got missed. Who knows how? I don't know where that's at. I'm not worried about it because we'll never find it, you know, because the top of the carrot's gone. Anyway, that's so that's that. That's why we're not using the guidance steering. I don't trust it out here on these. And it's not that much of a problem to get it lined up with a row of carrots and drive it straight. You know, it's really not a problem. Not a problem at all. Hey, our tractors are working really great. I like our new tractor lineup here. Working really, really well. This harvester, again, you know, it's just a rental. It'll do until we can afford the 400,000+, which will be next year. 400,000 for the bigger machine. We just need, if we can't afford it, we can get close enough that we can take it a loan. Wow. If you had any doubts about how heavy those trailers were, look at the tire tracks. Yeah, that was a lot of carrots. Right, so now I got a bit of a mess here. So what we're going to want to do is, yeah, so even where there's no tops, you'll see that it's harvesting the carrots. We want to get on this row here. Yeah. Wait, nope, that's where we got already. Yeah, made a bit of a mess in this demonstration here. Okay, this right here is the row we want to be on. And this is harvested up to here. I just wanted to make sure it is. But yeah, this is harvested up till here. And it's just a matter of just keeping it straight, which is not, you know, it's not hard at all. It'll dig into the other row sometimes, but, well, we'll just get the full other row when we come back, obviously, no big deal. So we got a few passes up and down the field. What I've been doing is I go down the field once this way. It's kind of hard to turn around and come back on the next row. So I've been doing the far side of the field there, as I'll show you in a second here. Found it's easier to turn around like this, although now that we've done so much of the field, yep, actually kind of have to readjust now. Yeah, now we're down to the last bit of the field, so but I was able to come down the field, loop around, and come down this side. But now it's going to take a little more time to turn around. So been able to make one trip down the field, and then one trip back, and then we'll come back up the field, and on the way back we'll empty it out. It's kind of how we've been doing it here. But actually, because of that row that was partially harvested, there's still plenty of room, so I'll do another thing here. Yeah, see, when it like here, you see some of this row is missing. When it clips the tops off the adjacent row, it's like it takes some of the carrots, not all of them. So here where there's gaps, where there's no carrot tops, as you can see here, it is picking up carrots, but it's not picking up as much. It's like, it's not an exact thing. Right here, it's harvesting carrots, but not as much. So sometimes you get like one of these rows will give you a lot more in the harvester because you're kind of getting some of the carrots from the next row. Yeah, it's vegetables are really a pain. They're really, really a pain. You got to really like to work the vegetables to work with the vegetables. I like the vegetable harvesting. I think about every single thing about it is really fascinating and fun, except for some of the tedious bits, you know. But I like the carrots, so I guess we'll go ahead and empty this now. And then we still got, what's that like, I don't know, hard to count, about 10 maybe passes up the field left. And then we'll be shipping these off to Goldcrest Valley for probably a pretty decent profit. And of course, that's just the carrot field. That's not to mention the beet field over here, which is, oh, I don't know, probably about 50% larger. This is a much bigger field. Yeah, we haven't even tackled that yet. Haven't even thought about the beet field yet. Renting the bigger harvester is not off the table. I mean, I thought about that when I decided that I didn't want to use the harvester with the boxes anymore. Largely just because of the sheer cost overhead of the boxes. $130 per box, and it lines up. I mean, sorry, it adds up when you consider that, you know, each one of these rows here is close to one box. And then, you know, you look at this and you're like, well, there's probably like 100 rows in this field, you know, that's over $10,000 just in wooden boxes that, you know, anyway. So I thought about leasing the big harvester, which is, it's a $420,000 harvester. Well, leasing that, it probably would have cost, I don't know, it could have cost close to 20 grand to lease it maybe. And so, yeah, we're leasing this one here. I figured, well, there's a middle ground. You know, we can lease this one. It's a lot of work. It's as much work as the other harvester that we owned, but we're not constantly stopping to unload, purchase, and stack expensive boxes. Now, I haven't hired any of this out yet. Done all the work here myself. That said, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not using these guidance steering lines because sometimes they put you in between the rows, you know, as I demonstrated. However, yeah, so I wonder what would happen if we hired a worker. If we hired a worker, now one thing I've noticed in FS25, the AI workers do an incredibly good job, but I've not used them for something like this. So would they harvest the field totally? I don't know. It's something you might have to check. You might have to test out. You know, we could test that here. And this, there. That's my bad. Let's turn this on. Let's test it, because I literally just had that thought. It's going to take him a lot longer. He's going to want to do headlands, and actually, who knows what he's going to do. Let's see what he does. Let's just see what he does. This will be our little test. There's not a whole much, you know, there's not a whole ton of the field left, so it's not like he can really botch things up too bad. Let's see what he does. I thought this would be a decent test. Hopefully he doesn't end up wasting my time. Oh, he got that one over there. Oh, how about that? That was that little orange dot on the map that... Okay, so that answers the question. How complete will he be? He is literally picking up carrots that I didn't know were in the ground there. Alright, so he's definitely not going to be tripped up by some of the steering lines going in between the rows then. However, he's going to take some extra time, which is cool, I guess. We need some extra time to do some stuff anyway. I want to observe him at work here. You know, I'm used to the hired workers still, you know, from FS22. But you couldn't depend on them. You could not depend on them for anything. Anything. Let's not dwell on that, though. But yeah, they were horrible. But here... yeah, it looks like I got to get used to trusting this guy, but it does depend, you know. Yeah, he's going to do this in a weird way. He's going to take some of the headlands and do who knows what. Let's have a look at the map here. But it was a good sign. He went over here and grabbed that carrot that I saw on the map that I didn't even know was here, so we'll let him do whatever he's doing. Apparently there's some missed carrots down there. See, when the tops are gone off of them, there's no way to see that they're there. Well, while he's doing that, yeah, see, apparently there's missed carrots there. Just a few. Alright, this is just fascinating seeing what he's doing. We're going to trust that he can do that well. There's, you know, again, there's not much of the field left, so if he does anything to screw it up, there's not much to lose, but I think we'll be fine. That said, let's hop in here. While he's doing that, we've got... oops, that's the wrong trailer. There we go. We've got a trailer of carrots that need to go... we can get these loaded on the... oh, I was going to load these on the train, but no, we don't want to rent the train until we need it to ship off all the carrots. Blocked by an object. Of course he is. 1 second here. Yeah, we will need to occasionally have him unload. Yeah, I left these parked out here and he's driving around in the field. I should have seen that coming. How full of carrots is he? Well, let's see what he's doing, and I'll make sure that his hopper's empty so that he's good to go while we're off. We're going to take that trailer with the 4 crates to a different sell point, not to the train, because we don't want to use the train until we're ready to send everything. Here, let's pull it beside him here, whatever he's doing. Let's pull it beside him and get these carrots. Am I too far? All right, I was too far from him. Let's get closer. I thought I was... God, now this time he turned into a tractor. I had to steer away from him again. I'm trying to get carrots offloaded into this tractor. I pulled up next to him, and right as I pulled up to him, he swerved into me, and I had to swerve away and come back. I'm docking his pay for that. All right, I wanted to make sure that his hopper was empty. All right, let's park this somewhere out of the way. And then we're going to take this blue trailer over here. I'll have to find out where we're taking it. All right, we're taking these to the canning factory. It's got one of the higher sale prices or purchase prices, whichever. And we know where that's at. It's right across the street from the farmer's market. So hopefully he's going to be good finishing that field. Yeah, he's out there working, doing things. Just lost of these. Yeah, using this box harvester, that was too much of a pain. All right, well, we're going to be using the ferry today. Figured I like this route. It's a scenic route, and actually coming from the farm we were coming from, this is the fastest way, I think, to the canning factory. Just come into town, and the dock, the ferry dock, is right behind the shop, and it takes us right here just at the bottom of the hill from where we're going, basically. And it's a scenic, pretty ride across the river. Yeah, the canning factory, I think it's basically right at the top of this hill. Kind of. It's a couple, we should come up right at the sunflower farm. We'll have to... I think we can drive through that. I'm going to see if we can drive through that, because it's a lot of weird zigzaggy turns to go around it. Let's see where this puts us out at here. We are... It's over there. Okay. Looks like it's over here. Alright, so we do have to go through the weird zigzaggy turn. It's fine, but let's see. For future reference, let's see if we can go through this farm. I think we can. I've seen this road, and then I don't want to take it because I'm pulling big equipment, but we only have a couple trailers. Or, sorry, we only have this one little trailer. I think this goes through, and it should go to the canning factory. I think we're going to want to go around this. Yeah, it does, because here's the farmer's market. Yeah, so that's a little shortcut right there. And then here's a... We can sell these... And yeah, I don't know why it gives me all those small prices. Again, I didn't see how much we had when I pulled up, so I'm not sure how much it gave us. But a few $1,000s for that. Hey, it's me from editing. I finally figured out what is going on there with the sale price, and I want to put this in here to correct this, to make this clear. So I realized that those boxes are not a loss. All of those little plus 230, it's reimbursing us for the price of the boxes, actually plus 100 for some reason, because those boxes cost 130 each. So every time when I sold just there, it has the price, and that was right. And then there's 4 plus 230s. That's for the crates, which means that it was not an extra cost using those wooden boxes. Who knew? Well, now we know, and I'll address this somehow in the next video. Thanks. All right, so we're going to get back to the farm and check on our hired worker. Hopefully he's doing, making some progress. But I left him with, that kind of odd patch of the field, which for us is fine, because that patch of the field that was left is, that is in the pattern that we were working the field. But he works the field differently, so for him, it probably looked, I don't know what we're going to, I don't know how he's going to be working it. We'll see. Well, we're back here at the farm, and I'm betting our worker's probably stopped. He probably needs, no, he's running. Okay, good. then I figured he would have a full hopper and be needing to empty that by now. We've been wasting time, but apparently he's out there doing something, and he's made some progress, I think. Hard to say. But him doing, anything while we've been gone is good. Now, while we were gone on the way back, we got a $2,000 some charge for vehicle running costs. I'm hoping that was, I guess, another fee, rental hourly fee or whatever for that harvester, which, yeah, that cost is gonna run up a bit. It wasn't cheap to rent. This is why I like to own the equipment. Let's see, what is he doing? If he's taking too much time, being too piddly, then we may just have to take back over. You see, he's working under the assumption that he's doing it as if the field were one whole field. He wants to do X amount of headlands on each side and then do that. These workers may work in some seemingly weird ways, but what I found is here in FS25, they always get the job done. However, here, let's hop in the tractor and see what we're looking at here. However, we're taking this back over because he only managed the entire time to get 1,700 liters of carrots. Given time, he would get the entire field done. I have no doubts about that. I've never seen them be anything more than 100% efficient. However, he's doing it in a weird way because he doesn't know what we've got started for him here. And yeah, but hey, he did something while we were gone, so there is that. And now we know, it was mostly like a thing of, I wonder what he will do in a mostly harvested field of carrots. Well, a lot of piddling around. He did get these headlands down here done, as you can see, and he was working on the ones down there. The AI, I would say, has a ways to go, but it works well in that they do get the job done eventually. So anyway, let's get the rest of this harvested. Shouldn't be an issue. This row here, for whatever reason, when I went up the field, it took this entire row of carrot tops off. But see, this entire row, basically it's an invisible row of carrots. Not a fan of this. I wish it were not like this, but at least we know to look for this kind of thing. But yeah, right here, an entire row of invisible carrots, because when I harvested the row next to it, it took all the tops of these. But yeah, it's just something you got to watch out for. I like the vegetables a lot. Maybe some of this stuff will improve. Maybe they'll fix that or have some way to harvest the carrots without that happening, something. I don't know what the deal is with that, but at least we know it's a thing. And only what? Looks like 3 more passes up the field, so that's probably just one more hopper of this. Alright, and here we have the last little bit of the carrots on the field, at least so far as we can see. I'll check to see if it's all off here. Yeah, this is not showing anything here. But from what I've seen, I wouldn't doubt that somewhere there was some underground. What happens if I... Alright. So, I'm just reading that error text up there. No, apparently it's done. And that's probably not a bad way to check to see if you're done with a job. You can always try to hire a worker. Yeah, so that's confirmed done. So we can run this down to the train. We can get this loaded up and shipped off, our first carrot harvest. And our next harvest, our next vegetable harvest, well, the goal is to sell that from our own store. But this year we're selling on the train to Gold Crest Valley. Really, just barely not enough. I was hoping I don't have to take 1 tipper, but no, we're gonna have to take 2 tippers for that little piddly amount of carrots. Now, of course, we still need the harvester because we're going to be doing the beets. Never harvested beets. This will be the first of that. In fact, I kind of want to. I've never harvested beets at all, so I just kind of want to see. It's going to be the same as carrots, but I haven't even seen what they look like in the harvester or anything yet. We can get our beet harvest started. I just want to see what they look like. These are red beets. Let's Let's get down the row here. This field's going to take a lot more time. Why do they look like carrots on the conveyor belt? That's straight up, yeah, I thought maybe it was, no, it's showing carrots. It's showing carrots. I mean, it's showing beets in the hopper. Well, just, I guess it's some kind of bug or something. Hope they get that fixed. But, oh, there we go. Now it's showing beets. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with the fact the machine was harvesting carrots. Now it's showing beets. All right. Anyway, just wanted to see what the beets looked like. And, all right, so let's get this to Goldcrest Valley. We'll get the beets when we get back. That's going to be a long job in itself. Of course, that field is bigger than this one. I'm eager to see. Well, let's see. So there was what? Right about 50,000 liters, right? It was like 49. So there's 50,000 liters there. So we're going to have, what, basically 71,000 liters of carrots. Should be a pretty good profit. For such a small field, yeah, I think it'll be a great profit. All right, up here at the train silo. Now this time, yeah, we're going to want to rent the train. Let's get parked up here so that we can make sure that it's likely here by the time we need it. I just want to look both ways before we step on the train track here. All right, so the train should be on its way. I can make sure if I pull up this. Yeah. And it's somewhere. Who knows where. I think it's all the way over in Goldcrest Valley. It should probably, may take it a minute to get here. It said it's 4 kilometers away, but, well, we'll find out. So we're going to get this dumped in here so that when the train does pull up, we can just offload into one of the grain tankers on it. That's a lot of carrots. That is a lot of carrots. Alright, so this is the last of our carrots tipped over into the silo. Come on, trailer. And unfortunately, that second trailer, I was just thinking, that second trailer cost a lot of money. Yeah, quite a bit of our harvest, probably most of our harvest profit's going to pay for that, but that was only one field. So now we just got to wait for the train to get here. It's confirmed on its way, but, well, we'll see. There's the train. There's the train there, and we've got 70,000 liters of carrots. Alright, well, let's get up here and get this stuff loaded. Let's see. Actually, I think we're already positioned for it. We want carrots. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of carrots. I'm just watching it load here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The camera was just in the right place to. It's not going to fill that, is it? I wouldn't think it would. No, I didn't. Where's the? Oh, there he is. I was looking for the controls for that. All right, and we are off to Goldcrest Valley. It's always a beautiful train ride there. Oh, looks like I got this. I had the lid open on that front car. There we go. That's closed. Okay, now the train's all closed up. Ready for a scenic ride. It's quite a ways. It always takes longer than you think it's going to take to get to the edge of the map. But I believe this here is, yeah, because there's the Grain Elevator Museum. This is the edge of the map here. There we go. So that's not as much as I thought. 28,000. That's not as much as I thought. 72,000 liters, only 28,000. All right, well, it was a small field. I'm going to catch a ride back to our tractor. Yeah, it was a small field, and, well, it's a shame that, I mean, that covered the cost of this trailer here, but that's really it. You know, there's still the cost of the machine rental. It's a good thing, I guess, we weren't using the those wooden boxes. It would have taken 10 times as long, and that was going to be several $1,000s in costs on those. Got away with this truck here. Yeah, so not quite totally impressed by our profit there, but I guess that's how it goes. This field's going to be bigger. Although the beets sell for less, maybe we'll store the beets and sell them later. We'll see, but well, farming is hard work, and it's just going to take bigger fields to bring in more money. I'm going to get back to the farm, and yeah, we're still leasing that harvester, so we need to get back to work on that. And I'll catch up with you guys next time. Thanks so much for following along as we finish our carrot harvest here in August on the farm. I'll catch up with you guys next time, and we'll see what's going on. Until then, yeah, be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, appreciate subscribe to the channel and click the notifications bell, because it really helps what we're doing here, helps grow the channel. And well, see you guys next time.